So this is going to be a very short clip. All I'm doing now is creating some polygroups. And what I need from these polygroups is, well, what I'm going to use them for is some panel lines. And I'll show you exactly how in the next chapter, but for now it's just polygroup here, polygroup there. And polygroups actually also help with like splitting up your mesh for different materials, which I should have done as well. I only use them for panel lines, but I should have used them for extra parts. I should say separating some of my subtools. Just makes it easier to render when you have separate pieces, then it's a lot easier to assign materials in KeyShot. Or anywhere, really. Will I ever be done with this piece? Find out in the next episode. Oh, okay. Well, almost done, I think. What? No. Maybe. No. Yeah, we're done with that one. Next piece. I think I want a polygroup around the front. And I know it looks like we're going backwards, you know, we had a really cool helmet and now it's starting to look like very bland. But I mean, that's the cleanup phase. That's how it's going to look. It's unavoidable. It's gonna look cool, and it's gonna look, and then it's gonna look even cooler. Polygrouping this part. And even though I didn't use this polygroup for adding a cut line, even though I tried, just having it there meant that I could split it off and then have that piece use a different material in KeyShot. I think I did, but at least I explored that. So it's always a good idea to use polygroups for future materials. The chin needs one as well. Do you know that you can actually use lazy mouse with the mask brush? So if you want to make a really nice curve with your mask brush, just hold down Control to activate the brush and then go up to stroke and find lazy mouse. You know, I actually changed my default mask brush because by default, masking is very soft because it uses your pen pressure. And usually when you're masking something out, I don't really need this like soft edge based on the pressure of my stylus. So I actually turned off pen pressure for this brush and saved it as the new default. So this is now my new default masking brush without any softness. Doesn't matter how hard or how soft I press down on the pen, my mask is always at full strength. The same as using the mouse, basically. I should really do that with my poly paint brush as well. Because I only use poly painting for like material separation. I don't actually use it for painting or texturing. And I think I already had it set up that way, but when I reinstalled a new version of ZBrush, then I kind of lost my old brushes. I don't know what I did with it. Point is, you can save some new defaults for brushes you like. Oh yeah, because by default, I think a lot of brushes actually use poly paint as well. They have RGB turned on at the top. And I don't want that. Fixing that polygroup. And you can actually use, what's it called? And under deformations, polish by groups, and that usually helps. But in this case, it wasn't quite clean enough. So instead, I just zero meshed and turned on keep groups. So it gave me completely new topology that flows perfectly around my polygroups. And it seemed like I lost all the detail from my sharp edges, but because I froze the mesh, my subdivided mesh, before I did zero mesher, once I unfreeze, it reprojects all of my previous details. So I get back my subdivisions and the sharp edges I had already made.